I've always believed that the marks of a good jalebi are a crispy texture and subtle tang. They simply must have that iconic juicy burst of sweetness inside. Tiger orange is my colour of choice, but you can make them yellow or any other colour for that matter. Learn how to make perfect jalebi with me. Lots of you will already know that my Nana Bapu was a mithai-wala. He used to make the most divine jalebi, and sadly he passed away when I was really young, but I have heard stories of his famous jalebi, and he would make them this bright orange colour. And thankfully he taught my mum all of his secrets while he was still alive, and she is also an excellent jalebi maker, and she's passed all of that great knowledge on to me, which I'm very thankful for. So I like to add some flavours to my jalebi. It's not traditional, you don't have to if you don't want to. You can make completely plain, just sugar syrup jalebi, but I always have to add some cardamom, some green cardamom crushed, and some saffron, and that just makes it just out of this world delicious. And another little secret that my Nana Bapu also used to do is add a little bit of vanilla extract to the syrup as well, and it will make your house smell like a fun fair. It is just the most divine smell, and I love jalebi more than anything in the world. Can you tell? So the key to any good jalebi for me has to be that the batter is fermented correctly. So none of this instant jalebi using ENO, fruit salts, whatever. We're not about that. So what we're going to do is do it the proper way, and I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And it might sound daunting, but if you've ever made like a sourdough bread, which everyone seems to be doing these days, then you are going to have no problem at all fermenting your own batter for jalebi. And it is no different to making a dosa batter either. If you are good at dosa, then you are a jalebi pro already. Now you have multiple options when it comes to piping your jalebi, and I will absolutely leave that to you. I'll give you some suggestions for some things that I like to do. So one is to use a regular plain piping bag with a round nozzle attached to it. You can also just make a hole in like a Coke bottle or like a water bottle and use that to pipe your jalebi. You can even get one of those like squeezy bottles, which I don't love, but they do the trick if you want to get something cheap and cheerful. And the last option is to use a stitched cloth. Now I have one of these because my mum has one of these, because my Nana Bapu used to have one of these. It is not essential though. I just find it a lot easier. So when I first started making my own jalebi, I practiced a lot, and I found that the most consistent result I got was with the stitched cloth, but that by no means should put you off making this if you don't have one. And the piping comes with a lot of practice. Like, people spend years and years making their jalebi patterns perfect, and the way that it falls in the oil, the temperature of the oil, the consistency of the sugar syrup, the consistency of the batter, all of that is really important. So follow my steps and don't get overwhelmed. It is absolutely easy to do, and I am no expert by any means. I have learnt, and I am always learning, as is the case with everything. So don't be overwhelmed. Let me show you step by step how I do my jalebi, and then you can have a go at practicing for yourselves. I want this to be something that everyone is able to have a go at, and it shouldn't be something that you only buy from the shop. Like, don't let this art die out. Like, making jalebi, making any kind of Indian mithai is an absolute art, and we must preserve it. First we'll make the jalebi starter. Take plain flour in a large bowl. Add warm water and lemon juice. The acidity of the lemon juice is going to kickstart our fermentation process. Beat this mixture vigorously until it's smooth. It's a good idea to add the water in stages to ensure there aren't too many lumps. Cover the bowl with cling film and leave it out on the countertop for 48 hours to ferment. If it's particularly cold in your kitchen, then leave the mixture somewhere a bit warmer. After 48 hours, the mixture should smell sour and have small bubbles visible on the surface. If this isn't the case, you'll need to leave it for another day or so. The warmer it is, the speedier the process will be. I'd like to show you these two starters side by side so that you can see the difference between fermented and unfermented. The starter on the left has not been fermented yet, and the one on the right has, and you'll notice the difference in viscosity between the two. The one on the left is much thicker, while the one on the right is thin and runny. For this next stage, our starter needs to be thin and runny like the one on the right. To make the jalebi batter, place flour in a large bowl. Add the 48-hour fermented starter and stir briefly to incorporate. Add room temperature water. Beat the mixture vigorously with a whisk until it's relatively smooth, about 5 minutes. Some lumps are fine and will break down during the second fermentation. Yep, that's right, we're going to ferment this again. Cover the bowl with cling film and leave it out on the countertop for an additional 24 hours. Again, if it's super cold, then leave the bowl somewhere a bit warmer. After 24 hours, the mixture should smell sour and have small bubbles visible on the surface again. Note, the batter will be thinner and smoother in appearance after it's been fermented. Take corn flour in a bowl and add some of the fermented batter. Stir it well to combine. There should be no visible lumps in the mixture. This corn flour, along with the fermented batter, is going to give our jalebi the most delicious crispy finish. Add this sticky slurry to the bowl of jalebi batter. Beat this mixture with a whisk until it's really smooth and ribbon-like in consistency. This will take about 7 minutes in total. The mixture should leave a ribbon-like trail on the surface of the batter when it's drizzled from a height. This is the ultimate flowing consistency we need for making jalebi. And now for the fun part. Add any food colour you might like to use. I like orange gel colour for my jalebi. Whisk it in and allow the batter to rest for about 10 to 15 minutes while you make the sugar syrup. For the sugar syrup, place sugar in a large wide saucepan. Add water and lemon juice, which is going to stop our sugar syrup from crystallizing. Stir this briefly and bring it to the boil. Now cook this sugar syrup until it reaches 104 degrees Celsius, that's 219 degrees Fahrenheit on a cooking thermometer, and then switch the heat off immediately. With the heat off, add ground cardamom seeds, saffron, and vanilla extract. I should say that all of these flavourings are completely optional, and if you don't want to add them, you don't have to. Set the sugar syrup aside to cool slightly. Now there are a number of different contraptions you can use to pipe your jalebi mix into the oil. Today I'm using a stitched jalebi cloth. If you can find one of these in the shops or have one made, all you need to do is fill it up and use it the same way you'd use a piping bag. Even a plastic glass with a hole made through it will do the trick. The oil temperature should reach 175 degrees Celsius, that's 350 degrees Fahrenheit, before you start piping. Pour some of the jalebi batter into a jalebi cloth, squeezy bottle with a round hole or piping bag fitted with a round nozzle about 4 millimeters. Begin to pipe spirals of batter into the hot oil, either working from the inside out or outside in. Around 5 turns per spiral is optimal. Finish your spiral with a straight line through the center to seal the jalebi. Fry the jalebi for 40 seconds per side. Turn it only once it firms up to avoid breaking it. And whatever you do, don't let the jalebi brown, it will ruin the taste. Lift the jalebi using a pair of tongs and carefully shake off any excess oil. Put the jalebi straight into the warm sugar syrup and press it gently to submerge. Leave the jalebi in the syrup for 3 to 4 minutes and then lift it out onto a plate. Repeat this process for the remaining jalebi batter. As you build up more confidence, you can pipe more than one jalebi at a time. Remember that making jalebi isn't easy and requires a ton of practice, so don't beat yourself up if your shapes aren't perfect the first time. This is a skill that takes people years to nail. The more you do it, the better you'll get. It will go from having a matte-looking opaque finish to a translucent, shiny finish. Be sure to keep an eye on your oil temperature, measuring it with a cooking thermometer every so often. If you feel more confident just piping one jalebi at a time, then that's fine too. Go at your own pace. And look how perfectly shiny these warm jalebis are. These juicy jalebis are crispy on the outside and simply burst with flavour when you eat them. They're best served warm with rabri, fafra or chai. Stack your jalebi as you like. I decorated mine with fresh rose petals. If you like my videos and want more Indian comfort food recipes, then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm gonna have another one or two.